Morning, folks. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School, back down here at the Pathfinder Outdoor Classroom. What I want to do today is I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a comparison across two different compasses. Now, the Suunto MC2 is the compass that we use here at the school, or we have used for years and years. It's the only compass that we recommend at this point that you buy for classes here at the Pathfinder School. This one is the Global, MC2 Global. You can buy this in several different models, but you have to be careful when you buy these Suunto compasses that you buy the right compass, because some of them come in different types of bezel rings. Some of them are quadrant compasses and some of them are non-quadrant compasses. Some of them are in mils and some of them are in degrees. You have to be very careful when you order these off of places like Amazon that you get the right compass, because we've had lots of compasses show up here at the school that were incorrect, and we had to kind of trade them out with people and loan them compasses that were correct for them to use for the courses that the degrees were, that the bezel ring was in degrees, okay? Not quadrants, and that can cause different issues, and they're for different purposes altogether, really, than what we use them for here at the school. What I want to talk to you about today is a new compass that's on the market, and there's a company that I've worked with for several years as far as their small button-style compass called Sun Company, and they make fairly inexpensive compasses that are made in Taiwan. They're not made in China. That are button-style compasses for both things on your jacket as well as buttons on your watch, button compasses in your watch, in your pocket. And we use them at some of our more advanced nav class and things like that. But recently they've come out with what they call the Pro Sight compass, which is a full feature base plate compass, very, very similar to the Suunto MC2. I started using this 2 or 3 weeks ago to experiment with it and see how well it worked and how well it was going to hold up. The weight and the housing and everything are very, very similar. The weights are very similar. The plastic thickness and everything else is very, very similar. But what I've found is that this Sun compass, besides being half the price, again, half the price, the MSRP on this thing is like $39.95. We've got some of these on the way to our website now. This is a compass you could definitely use at any class we have at the Pathfinder School, up to and including Navigation Intensive. There are some things I like about this compass better than the Suunto MC2, and I kind of wanted to compare those features with you today so that we could talk through that and make a good, intelligent comparison between these two compasses. So stay with me, guys. So first of all, comparing the overall size of the compass from the exterior, they're very similar. The one thing that definitely is different about the Sun Company compass is the mirror itself, the sighting mirror, is larger by a good over ½ an inch larger, okay? Which lends itself better for things like an improvised signaling mirror. It also lends itself well for inspection, for personal hygiene and first aid and things of that nature. Okay, if I were going to give one of these points over the other, the Suunto has a large sighting window here, so that when you're looking through this compass, you can look through that sighting window at your aim point when you're setting your bezel. The sighting window is much smaller on the Sun compass comparatively, but because it's smaller, it probably gives you a better sight picture of what you're actually looking at. The downfall of that is for using it as a signal mirror. When you turn the Suunto this way, you still have this sighting mirror that you can use to look through to point this signal mirror where you want to point it. With the Sun, once you open it up, that sighting window virtually disappears. So now you don't have as good of ability to aim this compass as you do, or aim this mirror, excuse me, as you would with the other one. However, the mirror is much larger. The mirror in the Sun compass appears to be glass. The mirror in the Suunto is metal. Glass doesn't get near as scratched as easy as metal does, so the mirror stays a little bit more clear over time, I think, with glass, but it's also more fragile. So you've got give and takes there. So that's just a couple things about the mirror itself. Now let's close this up for a minute, because we're still kind of on the exterior of these two compasses, all right? Now, as far as other externals go, the Suunto comes with a very thin red cord lanyard that has a tool on it for adjusting the declination on the back of this compass. It goes in this screw right here. I've always just carried a screwdriver in my Swiss Army knife for that, because I found that that tool doesn't do a very good job sometimes of getting in there on that screw. The Sun Compass, on the other hand, comes with that lanyard almost as thick as 550 cord that has a breakaway built into it. So you don't have to have a knot in there or anything around your neck, and this will definitely break away if you were to fall or something like that with the compass around your neck and get it hung up. It definitely will come straight undone. And it comes with that standard on the compass. It doesn't need a tool attached to it, because to adjust the declination on this compass, all you do is hold the housing stationary, the outer bezel housing, and you move the inner housing to adjust declination by hand. So it's a friction held declination. It's very easy to adjust because of that. And it's very stiff, so it's not going to move on you on the fly. Both of them have a declination adjustment diagram on the back that tells you east or west, so you know which way you're moving your declination. Both of them have a doghouse with glow in the dark on both sides of them, and both of them have that black at the bottom, and both of them have this movable inclinometer on them that you can see moving here. Both of these compasses have multiple measurement map scales on them, as well as measurements on the base plate, both in inches and centimeters. So they have very similar features. Both of them have a 3-power magnifying glass. At least I believe this one's 3-power. I know this one is for a fact from the specs. I believe this is 3-power as well. So they have very similar features, but there are some things I like better about this new Sun Compass. Now, if you look at these side by side, the bezel ring on the Sun Compass is definitely much more readable than the one on the Suunto. So if your vision is not perfect, if you wear reading glasses and things like that, this one can be difficult to read. This one is much easier to read, even if you wear reading glasses, than this one is. So that's just another side-by-side comparison thing that I like better about the Sun than the Suunto. Other than that, they're very, very similar in all features. They both have an inclinometer. They both have a mirror. They both have adjustable declination. They both have a movable bezel ring. They both have a magnifying glass. They both have several different map scales for common maps, as well as measurement devices on the compass. So while they're very similar, there are features I like better about the Sun Compass already. But again, I've only used it for about 3 weeks, so time will tell. However, the price of this compass is about 50% of the price of the Suunto. Now, the difference there is, Suuntos are made in Scandinavia and the Sun Compass is made in Taiwan. However, functionality-wise, it seems to be a very robust compass thus far. Now, one more thing here real quick I want to show you. This is just sitting in normal daylight, all right? And I'm going to take and I'm going to cover this up, and you can see the glow that you're getting off this compass sitting in normal daylight with my hands over top of it. Now I want you to look at this one. There's a huge difference in how well that glows and how well those numbers show up under limited light with just daylight to make it glow. So there's another difference within the two that I like better on the Sun Compass already. Okay, guys, so that was just a really quick comparison between the Suunto MC2 and the new ProSight compass by Sun Company. And again, we have these en route to our website now. Am I saying that this compass is better than the Suunto? I'm absolutely not saying that. I've only used this for 3 weeks. I've been using this one for years and years and years. However, there are features of this compass I do prefer over the Suunto, given the fact that over time this will hold up. And that is something that will only be able to be foretold by using it over and over and over again throughout the years. So I don't know that information yet. I can't give an honest opinion of that. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm sold on something that I've had in my hand for 3 weeks. It's going to take a little bit of time, but there are features, including the price of this compass, that make it preferable to me right now over the Suunto, and time will tell if they are similar as far as how long they hold up and how well they last. I just wanted to give you a quick, honest assessment of those two compasses, show you that new Sun Compass, and talk to you about why I decided to carry it on my website. because I try not to carry anything on my website that I wouldn't trust with my own life or that I wouldn't use myself in some given situation. And right now, I'm carrying this Sun Compass as a daily carry compass, and I'll be teaching with it this year at 2024 here at the Pathfinder School as well. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for our school, for family, and for our business, all our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends, and I'll be back with another video as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.